He calls himself the fishpond man. Yeah,
The fish farmer.
but then I feel like I should call him the fish expert.
Yeah.
So Gint,
Yeah.
is this a passion?
It's a passion, by the way, a real passion now.
Yeah.
It's a real passion. But in terms of we talk about education or knowledge in
Yeah.
terms of education, I am a chief chef by profession.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you cook fish well?
I can cook for you, I can serve you, and I can accommodate you. I did something by the name catering and accommodation.
Yeah, sure.
So I can caterize you, I can serve you,
I'll skip me.
and I'll skip you,
That is Gint himself.
and clean some clothes for you.
Wow.
Sure
That
of
is
it.
beautiful.
And in terms of ironing, yeah, I have that one. So even bed spreading, everything.
Wow.
You know, so I can cook for you, serve you, and accommodate you. But in terms of fish farming, I never went to school to study for fish farming. It's just a passion towards the fish farming project.
Wow.
I started it alone, and I purchased my own land. I bought a land.
You're serious?
My money.
Yeah.
I constructed a pond. My money.
Yeah.
So I have to be so strict about what I'm just doing there.
Wow.
So it's my money. It's not that it's just I was given by somebody.
Yeah.
So if that's where now we have a difference between a person who is just given and a person who got
Works for it.
Yeah, and works for it.
Yeah.
So if I could just be given, I could just say, it's, you don't have that. Withstand that they are just you, and just not say that I struggled looking for them. So you can do whatever you need to do, but whatever you struggled, you know how you struggled. To come up with that project of fish farming at that area there.
Yeah.
I had to work for Safaricom, digging tunnels from one booster to another for connection of some cables.
Yeah.
I never
I
knew
know
which kind of
laying of cables.
Yeah,
You are laying
it was
internet cables
2017.
or-
Yeah, 2017. That's where now we were just digging. We were digging and laying the cable. So I was one of the good, energetic people who are just now the diggers. I was in Form 3, now approaching Form 4.
Yeah.
So that's when I got money from Safaricom. Just some amount of money because I was just 1 meter. Now I was now given a higher chance, whereby I started as a normal worker, regular worker.
Yes.
Then they saw how passionate I was and how energetic I was. They now gave me an upper work whereby now I could just not that it's so easy that maybe you are now going upper, but the work was to dig the roads, the Maram roads,
Sure.
the Macadam roads, these ones here, and Makalan roads, Roman roads.
Yeah.
So it was just to dig a tunnel or a channel for the cable to be laid down.
And you did it well.
Yeah, so that's where I graduated too, because before I was just digging a normal surface.
Yeah.
But when they saw that I had that and I was energetic enough to do that, so I was now upgraded to just now to be in a category of maybe digging channels whenever it's so hard.
Yeah.
Rocks, where rocks are.
Yeah.
Roads are, rivers are. That's why we just now.
And you made some good money.
That's where now money was.
And then you redirected it to fishing. How did that come about?
That time, everybody has his own background. I never grew up in a good background, by the way. So it was just a background, even in to be in Form 3, I had to transfer myself from the school I was, Isbania High School, to a day school, so as I can now come back because of the money. So you can now imagine how the situation was in terms of home. So we were 4 people, my brothers, and my father had two wives. So my brother, who now I am the last born, so who I follow, then my step brothers. So we were 4 people in high school, 2 in Form 4, 1 in Form 3, I was in Form 2. So the fee became a problem to raise up fee. So that's how I told myself I'm going to transfer, because each and every time people are just chased for fee, I'm there. People are chased for 50,000, I'll be chased. When we come back with 2,000, 3,000, when they chase for 40,000 and above, I'm there. I come up with 2 or 1,000. 30,000, I'm there. So entire cycle of being chased home, I was there. So it was for nothing for me to study there. So I had to transfer to another school that was just a day school, and the government could just cater for you like a half. We were just paying, in that time I remember, we were just paying 10,500. That was at least to me. I could now struggle, but I was being chased. In Form 3, that's why I enrolled myself in Safaricom, so as I can do a work on my own. So because I have big brothers, some have money, some have families. So you can never depend on a person who has family. You know that? So whenever you go and ask for those people that your brothers, can you help me somewhere? Oh, you are too much. Because now you are sent home for money, next time, next week, so you will not be there currently. So I had to struggle alone, so as I can now make my own life or standard of my own living standard, at least. Because as we can talk now, okay, we can continue in where we are. So before, when I hustled, then I got a lot of money, like 200,000, 200 and something, 1 month and a half. It was 1 month and a half, because 1 meter digging a channel, it was 1 meter was 500 shillings, and backfilling was 50 bob 1 meter. So I was working for a day like 5,500 a day, and it was 5 days a week. The weekend you are just home, you are paid and you go home. So that's how I worked. Then I got somebody talking about somebody who is just selling a land. So I traced that. So that guy told me, but it's in a very bad place. It's like a swampy area. I told the guy, but it's a land. I can purchase that land. I had money, but in that time, Pia, my mother was in Kenyatta Hospital. She was now sick, the sickness by the name brucellosis. Brucella. She was there for 5 months. Admitted at Kenyatta Hospital that time. So I was alone. My brother, who I just follow, was now finishing his Form 4. Now he went to Nairobi to see my mother there. He could just be there for support and any other thing my mother could just need. So I was alone, me, the homeboy, and my father. So I had to work hard, because no one you can now tell, give me money. They could just tell you, our mother is in hospital. We are just doing the best to see her recovering. So whenever I am just home, I have some needs. I have to wear. I have to just maybe sometimes do basket, maybe leisure. So that time, so I saw myself that I have to do something correspondent with my life. So that's why I went for Safaricom to just ask for a job. Then I was given. And in that time, we were allowed to go for that work while we are in gumboots, overall, and a helmet. I had nothing. I went and I asked the person who was just responsible for that recruitment. I told the guy, please, let me do for 1 day. You pay me, then I buy those things. Then I come back, then I do the work. And you should have your own djembe, your own spade, so as you can now be enrolled, and you have a full uniform, even a reflector. A reflector. So at that time I had nothing, because the life is so hard in the village. It's in the village, by the way. So
you're in this village yourself?
Yeah, but in Nyabuhanse somewhere.
Far from here?
Yeah, somewhere far from here. It's like 1.5 kilometer, by the way. So when they now realized that I was now pleading for that job that time, they gave me a chance. That guy, I say maybe God knows why. He gave me a chance. He told me, yes, I understand. Even me, I'm from a background like you. I have to understand you, then after you do, but whenever I did, they told me after a week, after that week now, they're just going to pay. He's going to purchase for me those uniforms and bring for me. He never cut me money. Now, he told me Safaricom sometimes offer some gears, so for some people who are just working for the company. So that's when now they saw that I am capable of doing a large or quantity of work. So that's why I was now upgraded after 1 week, because people had worked for a month. Whenever they did that, so I was now upgraded into another level. So that's how I worked, and I got 200 and around 38,000. Then I heard somebody talking about the plot is just around this village. So, but the guy told me, but that plot is not good because it's a swampy area. You can do nothing because nobody has ever done something correct or a plantation of anything, and it has been successful there. But I told the guy, is it a plot or is it a plot to purchase? Yes. Can we go and let's go and see. So we came at this point here. So I came and I saw the land. It's where I was in Form 3 now. December holiday. It was on 23rd December 2017. So I came here because my mind now had said that I wanted to do something correspondent to my life. So I came and I saw the land. I saw, oh, it's very big to me. Yeah. Because I've never purchased a land. To people who ever purchase lands, they're just people who just complain, no, this land, oh no, I will just pay you a half. Maybe if I do something, maybe the river is passing via, the land is collapsing. But that time I saw the land, I said, whoa, it will be mine. It was just to be sold 110,000 that time.
That parcel of land there.
Yeah, it's just after Yamarua's perimeter wall. It's like 15 meters. Yeah. Then you get the land. It's there.
Can we walk there as we talk?
Yeah, we can go. Whenever now I purchased the land with cash money. So that man who I purchased that land, that guy, that man was just asking, oh, what is the job is this guy doing? So I have changed now. Now I'm not the local person. Maybe some people could just say you have nothing. So I purchased that land. People are just wondering how a kid. I was in Form 3 nowadays because maybe a person can just see me now.
Less than 18 years.
Yeah, less than 18. So some people are just talking about, oh, this guy has maybe robbed somewhere. So, you know, those are now what we receive from the ground.
Yeah, sure.
So whenever I purchase the land here, now the rumors came out. That guy might be a thief. That guy might be a robber or something. Maybe he's not doing an actual way of getting the money.
Yeah, sure.
He has some
or he's become Illuminati. Maybe. That is the most famous saying.
Yeah. Because it was impossible. Then that's how now I purchased that. But that man was, it was Christmas time, 23rd. Yeah. So everybody's eyeing at that man. Am I going to pay the money? Yeah. So as now the Christmas time will be so good to them because they now celebrate, they have money.
Yeah, sure.
So that man never hesitated. Yeah. He told me, do you have money? Yeah. Yes, I have money. Show me fast. Yeah. Because it was a doubt. Yeah. They could not just... I
don't know. They thought this young boy now, what is this?
How can you have money? How? And the big people don't have money. Yeah. So that's how I end up. I showed them money, cash money I had. By then I just carried 150,000.
You are the rich boy in the village.
And he was just asking for 110. So I had an extra 40. So whenever I just gave the man the money, I just now removed them. Then I just was up.
Counted.
I counted for that man. Then we now wrote all the signs and everything, and now I had finished all the criteria.
This farm of yours is so famous.
Yeah,
let me also see it.
Yeah. So
is it doing you any good? Like after you've been so much consistent with showcasing it in the internet, is it doing good?
Yeah. We can just reach there, and we can now show the people the reality. We
are going
now
to Gintu's.
Yeah.
Land. Hey.
We have some meanderers.
Yeah, meanders. This land of yours is so rich. So, but you've not built here.
I've not yet.
Yeah.
But I'll give you my potential on what I am just going to do there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you planning to build around here?
Yeah.
We are going this way.
I'm going to, that way.
Lie on the exercise. Hey. Leo.
Wow.
I'm going to see Gintu's. It's Gintu, guys. Check him. Hey, Gintu. Are you sure I'm safe?
You can just pass via this area.
Yeah.
That's what now I was just talking about.
Yeah.
The area and the land
Yeah.
had a collapsing
Yeah.
towards the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm visiting its Gintu.
Ganiche.
Hello, Mama. I'm visiting its Gintu through the maize plantation. Wow. Hey. What?
Now this is the area.
Hey. All these three.
Yeah, all these trees.
How much can I heard you say that Marwa's fish pot can take 5,000 fish after 1 year? That is multiplying.
Multiplying. But me here, I do rear what is called the monosex of male.
Okay.
Only male.
What size is this first?
This fish pond,
Yeah.
it's 32 feet by 15 feet.
Wow. How deep?
Deep is just 1.40 meters.
Wow.
1.40.
Approximately how many fish inside here?
Fish?
This one.
They're under fertilization process now.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, when we talk about fertilization process, we do mean that we are just using the water should be green in color.
Okay.
Come and show you what
Okay.
we are just using in terms of fertilization.
Guys, it's underscore Gintu,
Yeah.
the fishman himself. Wow, this is beautiful. Wow. 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 Wow.
So we have some stuffs here.
Yeah.
Do you know these ones?
Manure. Cow dung.
People call them manure.
Eh.
Others call them cow dung.
Yeah.
But have you ever gone to what is called slaughterhouse?
Yeah, I've gone to a slaughterhouse.
Have you ever gone to a
Trying to
slaughterhouse?
look for better.
Where is just safe? There? Oh, here.
Yeah, maybe here.
Come here.
Nisianguke. Huko nikianguka utaweza nitoa?
I si mrefu sana. Hawezi ishia ndani. Where is just safe? Here?
Yeah, sure.
No, not yet.
Not
And
yet.
this one?
And it's not so tight. This thing has isianguke huko kwa
Yeah,
maji.
this way, yeah.
Yeah,
Come
sure.
here.
So guys, this is underscore Gintu. If
Yeah.
you're coming through Medzatit channel, check him out.
Yeah.
He's a fisherman. Actually, he's the one behind the construction of I Am Marwa fish pond in Villa Medellin.
Yeah.
So it's Gintu.
Yeah, so you can now see how this land was
Yes,
just
yeah.
from that eucalyptus
Yeah.
tree up to the far end
Yes,
to,
to the-
direct to the river.
Yeah.
So this place was what I've just talked about,
Yes,
a
yeah.
swampy area.
Yes.
So when I now came here, then I purchased the land. So those people I purchased from, they went. It was now the second last plot for them to sell.
Yeah.
So whenever I purchased here, now they went.
Yeah.
So now they left me here, now hanging. What am I now going? So I have purchased. Yes, we have now wrote all the
An
treaties,
agreement,
everything,
yes.
the agreements, everything.
Yes.
Now they have now went. So now it's me now to decide on what I'm just going to do with
Yeah.
this plot here.
Yes.
So the way it was just was swampy. Hey, even me in that time I saw is my money now left? Oh, what am I going to do here? Okay, but I talked about is there anything person can
Yes.
just do wherever
You
water
find yourself
is?
in here, sure.
Yeah. I thought the first thing I thought was just plantation of rice.
Yes.
I thought that the plantation of rice, yes, it can be, yes, because I have water level is good here. So, do I have the market first? And how is the market? And do I have machines for just removing husks?
Yes.
I thought it was now
It's called
expensive.
milling. Yeah, milling.
Those millers.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, now that's a big issue. God's grace. It was now 2018. Now I'm in Form 4. I went to school. It was now around January, approaching February time. I had one of the people, my teacher mostly was just a principal where I was. So it was just talking about the government is bringing, the national government is bringing some fish ponds, creating to the farmers who have relevant place where it's just a swampy and they can construct for you a fish pond. I was now shocked. So I have a plot somewhere. Can I approach this teacher? Because he might not just like my my potential, maybe that I have a plot. I have maybe he will not just
and you're still
say that.
young.
Yeah. Oh. I went to the teacher. I had that determination and focus on what I want to do. So I went to the teacher and I told her, I have a plot somewhere I have purchased, and it's just a swampy area. Can you contact them and tell them that I can just I can need that fish pond to be constructed?
Yeah.
The teacher told me, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" We came with the teacher up to this area.
Wow.
To come and see if it was the reality. Then he told me, "You have one." That's how he told me, "You have one." So after a week, the teacher came to class. I was now in class. So he came and told me, "Those people are here. Go with them to your home. I've given you a full week for them to construct for you that pond.
Wow.
But whenever you are free, come and learn.
Wow.
But I've given you a week. Go." And because it was now, we are now adapting to the studies because it was now in January. Still people are reluctant somehow. You know, between the ceremonies, you know, the December ceremonies, people go back to school in January hesitating. So we came with those people here. There were 8 people, personnel, very energetic enough to do this work. So they had jembes, they had spades. So when we came with them up to this base, I was now the accommodator. I could now accommodate them at my home.
Wow.
So we were now coming here every and each day for 12 days.
Wow.
We constructed this fish pond here.
One. 12 days.
12 days.
This one.
Yeah. With
Let me show them.
8 Najet.
8
people.
Wow.
Because it was now the start. You know. So they now dug this out. So I was asking questions. I was asking them questions. How is it now? Why do you choose this place? And why is it rectangle in shape? So I had to ask them questions because they are going to dig and go. I could now remain the only guy here. So if I don't have the knowledge about it, so what can I just do with it now? So I had to ask questions after questions. Even one man told me, "Now you are too much. Now you are too much. You want to know everything. Other things you will know while you are in the field." So I needed to know everything. So that's why I knew now there are some things I'll know when now I restock. Or I'll now remain here, I'll know other things. So that's why the guy told me, "You are now too much. Other things you will know after now we are gone. You will now start seeing how they are just done, and you will now do them via observation only." So after now they dug and they went. Now the problem now comes. Which kind of fish am I going to stock? How many am I going to stock? How am I going to calculate that this fish pond needs this quantity of some fingerlings? And how is the feeding protocol? Which kind of feeds? Because I've never done that. The only feeds I know are for cows, dairy farming, because we do practice it. The dairy farming. Now I went to the officer in charge of the fisheries in the sub-county. I went to a place here called Kiancha. Is our sub-county headquarters. So I went there, then I saw that man. He told me, "Oh, I was looking for your number, but he told me you are still a student boy, but I could not get your number. So I was looking for you because your name was submitted to us that you are now constructed a fish pond. So we were just tracing you so as we can know you, and we are bringing free fingerlings to the farmers." I was at I gave out the number because I had money. Now I'd purchased a phone because now I want to do business.
Of course.
I'd purchased but it was a button phone. Now I left the number there. Then after 2 days he told me, "Are you free?" It was on Saturday. I remember. Then he told me, "Are you free tomorrow?" Yes. On Sunday now. Come around 9 a.m. in the morning. You to receive your fingerlings are here. So I went to catch very early in the morning, 6. I was out from home. Now I want to see how the fingerlings look like. I want to know how the stocking. So when I went there, now they showed us on how to install them. They told about you don't pour them onto the fish. They were just 1,000 fingerlings packed in a sack, a polythene sack with oxygen and water. So 1,000 fingerlings. So they told me your fish pond that was now constructed here was to hold 2,000, but the government is giving for free farmers who have enrolled themselves in fish farming 1,000 per each farmer. So as other people will now get, it's not only one person. So I was now the starting person, you know. I came with them, they showed me on how the transportation should look like, how you just carry them, and you should be very fast, no standing at the road. So it's one way from where you just get them to the river with no stopping. Because we are now given 3 hours. They should be in water. Because they are now transported from Kisumu to Kuria, to Migori County, you know, and Nyaboanse. So it's a long process.
It's a journey.
So they are just the oxygen they are just given. It's for like 6 to 8 hours, or 12, depending on the polythene bags.
Fish knowledge, guys. You listen. If you're planning to farm fish, now this is you are the reason I'm filming this video. This is so informative. When you look at this project, I'm here to know the returns. Let's go on.
So whenever I came now to this field, it was like a 2 hours travel from Keancha to here. So I came, then he told me that don't pour them. I should step inside the fish pond. Then I untie. It's just tied with some bladders. That polythene bag. Then inlays it into the water so as the water pond can enter fast. That sack. So I now inlays then the water entered the sack. When it entered, now they start coming out of that sack, approaching the pond water now. Because I asked, why is it not recommended so as you can now pour them? They talked about, you know, the transportation. During the transportation sector, or the mode of transport, they get stress onto the road. And that transport, you know, they are just bumping onto the bag. So whenever you reach here, they are stressed already. So that's why you don't pour them. So as when you inlays that polythene bag, so as the pond water can get in, it goes and neutralize the water inside and bring that climate of the pond to the sack first. Then now that
for
water adaptability for some seconds. So whenever you pour them direct, they are going now to suffocate or be choked because they get that climate once. Because it's not their climate at the bag. You know, so that's the purpose of now entering the pond, so as you can now inlace that bag and they go on their self. So they are now dispersing for every section.
Corner.
So when I did that, then I went back to school. So after a period of 1 month, so I was just coming here to see them. I could not even see them because they are too small, and you know, when they are just small, they go to hide for some corners. You know, this fish pond here, when water forces and the currents of water comes and beep at the we call them the ponds, edges, the edges of the pond. So it creates some barrows there, some it's like a pot. So whenever water hits there and come back, hits the movement of water, the current movement, so they're just going to settle at those barrows. Then you can never see them at the surface of water. So they just hide because they're fearing people. So 1 week, second week, I could not just see them because this water was so pure.
This is the water he's talking about, guys.
During that time, because it was now newly constructed. So after a period of 2 weeks now, I started seeing some elements of fish. So now I went back and I called the guy. Now they are now out. Oh, they are out. Yes.
Gintu, can we sit?
Yes, we can.
Let's sit. Let's chat as we sit. It's better for us. Look, we decided to sit
down. So I went to a person and I asked the guy, so which kind of feeds am I going to use during the fish farming? He told me, now go and purchase the feeds by the name the starter mashes. We don't have them currently at our offices here, but whenever the government will bring them, we will reallocate them to farmers. But now you have to use your own feeds, go and purchase. So that time I had now money. I still had money because I wanted to see how they feed, how I just going to adapt.
You are really interested.
Curious.
You are curious.
Yeah, to know about the fish farming. So I went to the agrovet. Then I asked for the starter mashes. It was so expensive that time. It was around 10 kg. It was 1,800. Yeah. It was 1,800.
Wow. It's quite an expensive. Yeah. It's quite an expensive venture. This one.
Of course, yes. Wow. It's very expensive. So 1,800, 10 kgs. Yes. Now I came. So then I now called the guy I have purchased. Now how do we feed them? How the quantity now? He told me now there are 2 weeks. Yes. They are now around. Each of them is around like 5 grams. So if it's just 5 grams, it should eat 1 gram.
Yeah.
So calculate how many they are. So I calculated 5 grams 1 times 1,000, which is 5,000 grams, which is around 5 kg. Yeah. So if it's now 5 kgs, now it's just 1 gram. It's just fed. So it's just 1 gram times 1,000, which is now 1,000, which is 1 kg. And separate it into 3 because when they're just small, they are fed thrice a day. Around 10 a.m. in the morning, around what about 2 p.m. and around 4 p.m. Thrice a day. So that 1 kg should be separated into 3. Yeah. So that's how they're now fed. So you now separate 1 kg into 3. That's just a day. So I thought if I kg, so the 10 kg bag is for 10 days. Hey, it could be so expensive.
Yes.
So I went for other devices or to look for more information about which kind of local feeds can we use in terms of feeding them. I went for Google's, then I saw the brands they are just using in those starter mashes. I saw it was soya beans, I saw bone meal, I saw maize, I saw sunflower, I saw cotton seed cake, and I saw some omega.
You really did research. You are really interested in this.
Yeah, I wanted
because
to
the way
even I've
heard you, even the way I've heard you explain it when I've been watching you on videos. It's something you do because it's passion for you.
Of course, yes. So it was expensive, 10 kgs. Now it's for 10 days. And they're rare here. During our starting period, we never knew the market. You don't know your market. So you should grow it until you know now, this one can be purchased. So you know the starting potential, guy. So you should rear it whereby if you want to sell, nobody will just deny your product.
Yes, yes.
You have to grow it fully. So I now imagined, for how long? 10 months. The guy told me they are going to be here for 10 months. 10 months.
Giving food every day.
Guys, no.
It's not easy peasy.
1,800 shillings per 10 days. No, I have to look for another alternative. So I went and researched for the ingredients they use. So I got sunflower. I purchased soya beans. I purchased maize. I purchased what we call the cotton seed cake.
Wow.
And even the omega-3, which is just the SADIC, the remains of SADIC, or the refuse of SADIC.
Yeah.
We have the Ochonga one, the refuses of the SADIC, the red ones. So that was now the commonest ever. Because they're small, you should now mill them first. They be flat, then you pour it here. So those things, they float on top of water whenever you mill them. So that's how I did. So at least now I had compared the cost of the concentrate ones and the locally made. But the only thing is the rationing. I never knew the ratio of they use in concentrate. So me, I purchased whatever was cheap.
Yes.
I purchased it high.
Yes.
Whatever was expensive, I purchased
you're green. You're like a mono.
Yeah. But I had a huge sack of now I came up with a huge sack of feeds. Like 3 huge sacks. I used like 4,000 shillings to purchase a huge sack. So like maize, I could just now the harvest time of maize. I could now purchase a full sack of mahindi yameharibika.
Yes, let's call them mahindi yameharibika Swahili. In English, let's say the corn that is no longer in use.
Yeah.
Maybe it's rotten, or maybe
the rotten
it's
one
been
from the
rained
shamba,
on.
but
Yeah, sure.
from the shamba.
Yes.
So the only thing is just to remove them from those
the husks.
The husk. So then you dry them. So I could now purchase one sack at 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So I purchased 2 sacks.
This time you're purchasing all these things, you're using capital.
Yeah.
That still there's no income. You're just hoping in future God will do something.
Yeah. You know, I had that passion that I want to see. You know, it was the first implementation of now rearing fish interior parts. Like here, you can now see I'm the only person who is just performing the fish farming here, guys.
It's true. It's
the
true.
only person, because you can go 5 kilometers down.
So does that mean everybody buys fish here?
Of course, yes.
So now tell me, how is the market?
Okay.
First of all, before you go to the market, what are the challenges?
The challenge